Today we are going over my AK build, which has been in the works for a few months now. If you've been watching the channel for a while, then you'll know up until this point I've been doing AR builds. I haven't been a huge AK guy, mostly just because I love the mechanics and buildability of ARs, but I do have to say the Midwest Industries Alpha Series configured WASR10 has changed how I feel about AKs entirely. Full disclosure, for this video, in many ways it was sponsored by Midwest Industries. They basically reached out to see if I would do an AK build with their new Alpha furniture on it, and because it was already being requested on the channel, I thought absolutely. I personally love the guys at Midwest Industries, but I didn't sign any kind of contract saying I had to say good things about their products, but I personally only accept products with the disclaimer to the company that I get to honestly review it and share any opinions I want, and that goes for anything that I review on the channel. I must also thank the main channel sponsor, US Arms Co., for helping me kit this thing out. You can use code Gunman15 on their site for 15% off, and they have great barrels, awesome ARs, sweet bolt guns, tons of good stuff. The Cerakote that you saw on the build was done by Weapon Works, and they did a fantastic job. I'm working on a collaboration with them so I can get you a discount. And last, the very best way that you can support the channel right now is becoming a member of the kit page, where I link every single thing that I talk about on the channel, and that's also where I provide all of the discount codes for everything that I can. Jumping right in, the base AK, like I said, was a WASR10, and this thing shoots so incredibly smooth. I was absolutely shocked at how comfortable it was, even after shooting 500 rounds consecutively. Also, the recoil impulse is absolutely non-existent with the ammo I was using, which was Sterling 123 grain FMJ steel case. I have had absolutely zero reliability issues, no jams, nothing. For the most part with my first AK, I wanted to keep this build fairly simple until I'm able to train more with AKs and figure out what I like about them and what I personally think needs to change. But honestly, as of right now, I'm just so happy with it as it is. We're running the Surefire Warden, which is basically a loud insert, only it pushes the loud out instead of to the side, so that's nice. Under that is the classic Surefire 3-prong, and how I mounted that all together was with a left-hand thread adapter, which is a must-have for this muzzle device setup, mostly because it's super hard to find left-hand muzzle devices in this thread pitch. Then I just placed an AK washer in between the adapter and the barrel to fill the gap. And if you're curious about thread pitch sizes or anything like that, it's all going to be linked on the kit page. The light that I'm running here is the Cloud Rain 3, which I've personally decided is my favorite weapon mounted light. For lights, I've been building them in past videos from Arisaka and Modlight parts, but I've been continually impressed by the Cloud's performance. I do personally dislike their button. It's not the worst one ever, but it's also not the best. And if you find that's the case as well, you can grab their Legacy body, which allows you to attach whatever button you want. The light itself is sitting on a T-Rex Arms light bar, and T-Rex makes my favorite light bars I've used so far. Mostly because there's a slight angle on it which raises it away from the rail, which allows you to push it out forward above the muzzle device and also allows you to thread suppressors without running into spacing issues there. The optic is an Aimpoint Pro, which I'm super happy with. I think Aimpoint did a great job with this optic. It's built like a tank. The glass and sight picture is nice and clear, and the riser it comes with is a great height. Big fan of it so far. I think I still do prefer the sight picture on an EOTech, but zero complaints with the Aimpoint so far. I totally forgot to bring my sling to the range with me when I shot the video, so I didn't have it, but the one that I've been running with it is from Grove Tech, and the sling does do its job, but I think T-Rex Arms makes a decent sling for a good price, so I'd personally consider one of those. Or if you have the budget, I would just run Blue Force gear, as those have been the most comfortable in my experience. The foregrip I was running is from BCM, and the grip is from US Palm. Super comfortable, but for some reason I'm more partial to grips with a storage compartment, but it's still super comfortable, so it's staying on. Now, the Midwest Industries Alpha Series furniture is truly what I think changes everything for this build. It is the reason why I could run pretty much everything on here, and so far it's been absolutely flawless. The top cover, handguard, and stock are all incredibly well made, and I couldn't be happier that someone is making modern parts for the AK platform, because honestly this video wouldn't exist without them. That right there is honestly pretty much what has kept me away from the AK platform from the beginning, but I'm happy to say after building this out, AKs could be a big part of my arsenal moving forward. Some of my complaints, and there really weren't many, and they honestly aren't even that big of a deal, but I'm just going to tell you them so you know. I wanted to be able to put Cloud's button up here on the top, but it wouldn't bolt down because it was too short, and that's not even Midwest Industries' fault. It's just another reason why I hate the Cloud button. And one other thing was I wanted to be able to mount the BCM grip one slot forward, but there's not one there. Also not their fault, it's just the way that they had to create the design, and the only reason I really wanted to run it there was because 2 slots forward was just a a little bit too far from me, and where it sat now, the magazine does interfere with it a little bit on reloads. You're definitely still able to reload without an issue, it just would have been a lot easier if it was able to sit there. Other than that, having M-LOK everywhere was incredible. The top rail was perfect for being able to mount whatever optic I wanted in any area. The fully adjustable stock was perfect. It allowed me to put everything exactly where I needed to be the most comfortable. And I also love the fact that it folds. I was going to try and run my 300 SPS suppressor, but I have heard there's a danger and risk around baffle strikes, so I tried one round and noticed on the very last baffle there was a slight strike, so I took it off immediately and went back to the Warden. With all that being said, I'm hoping to do more AK builds in the future. This will likely be one of many on this channel, and like with all new builds I do, I try to train with them as much as I can. Training is a vital part to you being able to protect innocent life. That's something I want to get across on the channel as much as possible. You are your own best defense. As always, there is so much more to come on the channel. I'll see you in the next one.